Hello everyone, and welcome back to STW Sports, and today I'm going to be reviewing the EFL weekend from December the 12th, because that's the only day Championship League 1 and 2 clubs played on this weekend. So, getting straight on with it, of course, from December the 12th, because that's the only day they played on, as already mentioned, Cardiff City 0, Swansea City 2. Yep, the Welsh derby took place on Saturday afternoon, and it was a great result for Swansea. 2-0 winners, and Cardiff did have a man sent off as well, but great result for Swansea as they keep up their push for promotion. Swansea are looking a good team this year. Cardiff had just hit a good run of form as well, actually. They'd won 4 in a row before this game, but no, great fair play to Swansea. They ran out 2-0 winners here. They were excellent, to be fair to them, completely controlled the game, and probably deserved their 2-0 win. So yeah, fair play to them. Great result for Swansea. 4th in the table now, having a good season at the moment. Nottingham Forest 1, Brentford 3. I mean, when Chris Hughton took over at Forest, I really thought they were going to start doing well. It really hasn't happened for them. Forest are struggling. They're level on points with Derby at the moment now, and both teams are pretty much locked in a relegation battle. And it's quite sad to see the East Midlands rivals locked in a relegation battle in the Championship. I mean, these two teams the last couple of years have been right up there in the table, but you know, Derby were close to coming up 18 months ago, near enough, and now they're both in holding relegation battles. The game ended 3-1 to Brentford. Brentford were very good. Ivan Toney got on the score sheet again. Onwards and upwards to Brentford as they continue to push for promotion that they failed to do last season. As for Forest, well, it's going to be a long old season at this rate. Something needs to change quickly. Birmingham City 0, Watford 1. I mean, Watford are having a pretty good season, but for all that, they've only actually won 2 away games. That's only their second away win of the season. Tricky game. Birmingham had just hit a good run of form before this, but Watford had enough to win 1-0, and it was a Troy Deeney penalty, the guy who supported Birmingham when he was young. Probably still does now, but yeah, Deeney is a Birmingham-born, scored the winning penalty. He can't really write it with 5 minutes to go. Great result for Watford, 1-0, as they also continue to push for promotion. But yeah, fair play to Watford, good result there. Rotherham United 2, Bristol City 0. You just don't know what you're getting with Bristol City, do you? One week they can be amazing, the next week they can just be terrible. And they were here. I mean, to be fair to Rotherham, they needed to win this game. They just hit a bad run of form and they're starting to slump the table. This is a great result for them. A 2-0 win at home to Bristol City, one of the promotion favourites. Fair play. Yeah, Rotherham were brilliant. Bristol City were poor. Fair play, Rotherham. Got to be one of the biggest upsets of the weekend. Middlesbrough 3, Millwall 0. What has happened to Millwall's form, man? 10 games without a win, I think it is now. Like, seriously, like, what has gone on? Millwall were one of the favourites at the start of the season. They're really not doing well at the moment, though. But Middlesbrough, they've been on a bit of a slump recently, but this was a good win for them. 3-0, all the goals were in the first half. Yeah, they just completely blitzed them. Actually, all the goals were in 20 minutes, I think. But yeah, so Middlesbrough completely blitzed them. Fair play to them. 3-0 win, easy. Sheffield Wednesday 1. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Barnsley 2. Sorry about that. But yeah, Sheffield Wednesday, all of a sudden they're starting to look like a team who could go down. Tony Pulis is the man in charge, and we all know Tony Pulis is capable of coming in and keeping a club up, especially in the Championship. This is what I did in the Premier League most of the time. But yeah, as for this, though, fair play to him. A great result here for Barnsley, though. Take nothing away from them. 2-1 winners, coming from behind to win. Yeah. I mean, the new manager at Barnsley really has made a good impact. They're 13th in the table now. They're having a very good season at the moment when you consider how tough it was for them last season. Yeah, they're doing really well. Luton Town 3, Preston North End 0. I mean, Preston again. They're just a team who you just don't know what you're going to get from Preston. They were beating Bournemouth 3-2 away about 10 days ago, and now they've lost to Luton 3-0. I mean, to be fair to Luton and Nathan Jones, he's doing a very good job there at the moment. I mean, let's be honest, Nathan Jones, it did not work out from at Stoke. It just didn't. Everyone wanted it to, but it just didn't work out. However, you know, since going back to Luton, he's done a great job there. I mean, they're 11th in the table, I think, at the moment. He deserves a ton of credit for getting Luton that high. They're actually close to the playoffs and the alt of relegation. Yeah, he deserves a ton of credit. It's another good win here, 3-0. As for Preston, you just don't know what you're getting with this Preston team, do you? They're so inconsistent. This proves it here, 3-0 loss. Yeah, Preston are 15th, Luton are 11th. Fair play to Luton, great result. Bournemouth 5, Huddersfield Town 0. Yeah, Bournemouth. I said Bournemouth were going to struggle at the start of the season. Like, what do I know? But yeah, no, fair play to Bournemouth. They were brilliant. 5-0 winners. Bournemouth are looking good. I thought when they came down and they got rid of Eddie Howe, Bournemouth are going to go through a struggling few years. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to come up for a guarantee. You know, they've still got bad results in them, like losing to Preston 3-2 and Sheffield Wednesday 1-0. But yeah, they're looking very good. This was a good win against a Huddersfield team who are actually having a pretty good season. They won 5-0. They were brilliant. Fair play, Bournemouth. There's more performances like this and they'll probably come back up. Brilliant stuff. QPR 0, Reading 1. I mean, QPR really are having a tough season. Since they've got rid of Eze, it's just not looking good for them. I mean, losing your best player is difficult, but for QPR, it's really taken its toll on them. They're just not looking good at the moment. They suffered a 1-0 defeat against Reading, and to be fair to Reading, what a season they're having. I mean, they've gone a bit more inconsistent recently, but look, you're going to lose games in the Championship. It does happen. A lot of credit deserves to go, though, to the Reading manager. He's doing a great job at the moment as they continue to be up in the playoffs. A 1-0 win here. It was a late goal to win it for them as well. They won't complain. Brilliant stuff for them. Blackburn Rovers 1, Norwich City 2. I mean, Harvey Elliott scoring a great goal in this game was the main talking point, but the other talking point is Norwich City win again. I mean, I've got nothing against Norwich City. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind them, but I don't like how they bounce between divisions. I just think they're going to come up again and it's going to be the same old story. No, I just don't. This Norwich team are the Sylvani Vats-Blake of football of a team. They're too good for the Championship, but they're not good enough for the Premier League. I'm sorry, Norwich fans. If you come up, you're probably going to go down again, unfortunately. But yeah, no, fair play to Norwich. They're here. 2-1 win away at Blackburn, who are also having a good season. Blackburn are one of them, where every time they seem to get close to the playoffs, they just don't seem to have enough to get in there. But yeah, fair play to Norwich. Great win. Timo Pukki got a double, and he was the hero on the day. Wycombe Wanderers 1, Coventry City 2. This game felt like a real 6-pointer for Wycombe more than anything. Wycombe need the points. Wycombe are doing better recently, to their credit, and they are starting to prove a bit more they do belong in the Championship. But this was a bad loss for them against Coventry, another newly promoted team. But what a turnaround for Coventry. Before they faced Birmingham after the last international break, I thought they were in trouble, but they're doing really well at the moment, actually. And they got another big win here. So, yeah, fair play to Coventry. They're pulling away from that relegation battle. And, yeah, as for Wycombe, they're well and truly in that battle. They're actually in the relegation zone. It's going to be a difficult season for them. They need to start picking up consistent results. But, they're doing better than what they were. Derby County 0, Stoke City 0. I mean, the less said about this game, the better. It was a pretty woeful game, to be honest. But to be fair to Derby, they're starting to get a few more draws. They're not losing many games, so it's a bit of a step in the right direction. As for Stoke, they're actually doing quite well this season. Michael O'Neill's done a fantastic job at Stoke since from this time last year when they were well and truly in a relegation battle. He's doing a great job. 0-0 draw. Yeah, the less said about this game, the better. So, game of the weekend, I've gone Blackburn 1, Norwich 2. There wasn't many great games this weekend. This game, in terms of quality, was probably the best, which kind of says a lot. But yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Result of the weekend, Rotherham 2, Bristol City 0. It's got to be said. I mean, Bristol City, yeah, I'm aware they're not, they're a team who can lose to anyone on their day when they're bad. But fair play to Rotherham. They really needed this win after the form they've been in, and they got it. Huge result. And the top scorer in the league is Ivan Toney with 15 goals, one ahead of Adam Armstrong with 14. I mean, Bournemouth, they just seem to replace strikers left, right and centre. Fair play to Bournemouth. I really admire them. Nothing keeps this club down. I said Bournemouth. I meant Brentford. Sorry, I've been saying Bournemouth. I mean Brentford. But yeah, nothing seems to keep Brentford down. They just, every time they seem to get rid of a striker, they replace them with a new one. Fair play to them. They just need to come up now, but they've got a good chance of that this season. Moving on now to League One. Again, starting from December the 12th, that's the only day teams played on. Bristol Rovers 3, Plymouth Argyle 0. I mean, Bristol Rovers are having a bit of a turnaround at the moment. They're starting to hit a good run of form. 2 wins in the last 2 games, 7 goals scored. They're starting to look good again. This was a comfortable 3-0 win against Plymouth. A Plymouth team who have hit a bit of a rock recently. A bit of a bad run of form for them. Starting to get a bit of a struggle on. But yeah, fair play to Bristol Rovers. Emphatic win. Good result. That's all I can really say. Wigan Athletic 4, Accrington Stanley 3. What a game this was. I mean, Wigan haven't been prone to a good game this season, let's be honest, but they're starting to pick up results. They won at Sunderland last week, a huge step in the right direction. That's obviously given them confidence because they were 3-0 up in this game. Accrington pulled 2 back, Wigan went 4-2 and Accrington made it 4-3. Very good game of football. 2 teams. I mean, Accrington have been in great form. They've also got about 3 games in hand on the other teams above them. Fair play to Wigan, though. Huge win for them as they continue to pull away from the relegation. I mean, they're still in the relegation zone, but, it's getting there for them, though. They're starting to put up a bit of a run together. But Wigan have gone through tough times recently with financial difficulties and everything. I still think they'll do enough to survive, though. Charlton Athletic 5, AFC Wimbledon 2. Another 7-goal thriller, this time though in the favour of Charlton, and it was a bit more comfortable with 5-2. I mean, yeah, Charlton are having a pretty good season under Lebo. Yeah, again, another team who've been through a lot of financial difficulties, another team who got relegated last season. Charlton are doing well though, another win here, 5-2. I mean, they did have fans in Charlton, but of course with the news today, London is going into Tier 3. That will no longer be happening. But yeah, fair play to Charlton, 5-2 winners, very good performance in the end. Just got there over a pretty weird AFC Wimbledon team who've now conceded 9 goals in their last 2 league games. So yeah, they're starting to ship a few goals. Ipswich Town 0, Portsmouth 2. I mean, Ipswich's issue at the moment is they just can't beat the teams around them. I mean, they're really struggling against teams near them. They're beating the rest of them, but when it comes to playing someone on their level, they just seem to be losing. Portsmouth under Kenny Jackett is a really weird one. I mean, they just go through so many ups and downs in form, but this is a good result though. 2-0 away at a promotion rival. It puts them in a great position. And yeah, fair play. It's away from home as well. It's a great result. Could this finally be the year they make the championship? Playoff semi-finalists the last 2 seasons. It could be their year, finally. Crewe Alexandra 2, Northampton Town 1. I mean, to be fair to Crewe, they're having a very good season in League One. They got promoted last season, 2nd place due to goal difference. They're having a very good season, especially at home, Crewe. They're really making their home ground a fortress, and that's what a newly promoted team needs to do. Of course, they've had no fans in, so you can't say that's the reason. But yeah, I mean, they're doing well. Another win here against Northampton. It was a last-minute goal as well, so there's nothing better than a last-minute winner, and Crewe really would have felt that. 2-1 winners, good result for them. Blackpool 0, Oxford United 0. I mean, another pretty boring 0-0 this one, to be fair. I mean, it was a game to forget. It was really nothing happened in this game. Yeah, one that we'd rather not talk about. A goalless draw. Oxford are having a pretty bad season. Blackpool are slowly getting there, but still not doing great. 2 teams who have probably performed below standard. And yeah, that kind of sums it up. MK Dons 1, Burton Albion 1. I mean, Burton Albion are now bottom of League One, just to confirm. And yeah, Burton Albion are finally starting. They've had a good few years, Burton, in the Championship, League One. But it's starting to look like their time is running out now at that level. I mean, it's still early days. I can't say too much. They could still survive yet. But yeah, 1-1 draw here with MK. MK Dons, who are getting better. They had a terrible start to this season. They are getting better, though. Yeah, a 1-1 draw. Fair result in the end. Doncaster Rovers 2, Gillingham 1. I mean, Gillingham were on a very good run of form, so this is a good win for Doncaster at the Keep Moat Stadium. Doncaster, again, another team who are getting there at the moment. I mean, they're 7th in the table now, 1 place off the playoffs. Things are progressing for them. Things are progressing, and yeah, under Darren Moore as well, things are looking quite good. As for Gillingham, they're pretty much asserting themselves as a mid-table League One team at the moment. They just can't seem to move away from that mid-table spot, but yeah, fair play to them though. 2-1 win for Doncaster. Lincoln City 0, Sunderland 4. I mean, what a shock this was. I mean, Sunderland, under their new manager, haven't won a game yet. They only played 1 before this, and it was a 1-0 loss to Wigan, who are bottom of the league. Look, take nothing away. What a result for Sunderland, though. To beat Lincoln, who are 2nd in the table, 4-0. If this isn't going to give the players confidence, what is? It's a great result, and it's one they should really take inspiration from. Fair play to them. Yeah, brilliant result. Brilliant result. Peterborough 4, Rochdale 1. Yes, Peterborough's form has finally picked up again, and they win 4-1 against Rochdale. I mean, Rochdale are another team who are quite weird. They won 4-0 against Plymouth the other week, and this is Peterborough away. It's not an easy place to go to. Peterborough have got a great record, but yeah, they ran out easy 4-1 winners here. They absolutely blew Rochdale away. Great result for Peterborough. They're back on track. Swindon Town 0, Fleetwood Town 1. I mean, unlike Crewe, Swindon are they've come up from League Two. They're having a tough season at the moment. It's not going for them, unfortunately. 1-0 loss here to Fleetwood. Joey Barton's meant another step in the right direction. They had a tough start, Fleetwood, but they are starting to get better now. 1-0 win here, good result. Credit to them. But as for Swindon, they're struggling. They're not playing that badly, Swindon. They just need to start picking up results. And Hull City 0, Shrewsbury Town 1. It kind of goes without saying, this was probably the biggest upset of the weekend. I mean, Hull are that sort of team that they are losing to a few teams. They've lost to Swindon this season, and now Shrewsbury, who are down there. I mean, it's a great result for Shrewsbury. Take nothing away from them. A 1-0 win. It's a great win, but it's one of them bad games for Hull, though. They can't be getting results like this if they hope to go up this season again. I mean, I still think they're going to the way they're playing at the moment, but an off day, anything can happen in League One. But no, fair play to Shrewsbury. What a win. Should give them a lot of confidence. So, my game of the weekend in League One is Wigan Athletic 4, Accrington Stanley 3. Goes without saying, really. Great game of football, a very entertaining game, really, between two teams at the opposite end of the table, and the bottom team won Wigan, and now they've moved up a little bit. Well, one place, but still. Result of the weekend, of course, Hull City 0, Shrewsbury 1. I kind of feel sorry for Sunderland here because they would have got this on a lot of weekends. They won 4-0 away at Lincoln, who are second in the league. Great result, but I can't take anything away though from the Shrewsbury win against Hull. What a result for them! And top scorer is Johnson Clark Harris. So well done to him. And Peterborough, he got a hat trick at the weekend as well against Rochdale. So fair play to him. Great result. Moving on to League Two, and again Saturday 12th of December. Exeter City 5, Tranmere Rovers 0. I mean, Exeter City are scoring some goals at the moment. 18 in their last 4 games or 5 games. I mean, Exeter are really killing it in League Two. I mean, I had Tranmere to win the league, which is probably not going to happen, unfortunately. But yeah, Exeter, though, are doing very well at the moment. They are scoring goals for fun at the moment. They're just blowing teams away, left, right and centre. Huge credit to Exeter for the way they're playing, though. I mean, very open and very good to watch. A 5-0 win here against Tranmere. Wow. Tranmere, of course, have had a bit of a resurgence under their new manager, but they're starting to crash back down to earth with a couple of recent defeats. But yeah, what a result though for Exeter. Wow. Crawley Town 4, Barrow 2. I mean, this is the end of the reign, by the way, for David. It was announced yesterday David Dunn has been sacked as manager of Barrow. Unfortunate. Look, Barrow, it was always going to be tough for them. I said at the start of the season they'd finish bottom. They're not in that position at the moment. They're doing quite well. But, they were doing quite well. They're starting to go on a bit of a slump. They obviously don't think Dunn's the right man to take them forward. Of course, Dunn has managed at Oldham. That was 4 years ago. He's not had a permanent job for a while. It's a shame for him. Look, he's given it his go, though, and it hasn't worked out. And you've got to give credit where it's due to Crawley. 4-2 win, but unfortunately for Dunn, it's not worked out. And Barrow will need the new manager to come in and hopefully make them survive. That will be their aim for the end of the season. Salford City 0, Cheltenham Town 0. Another game where it was pretty forgettable, and Cheltenham probably dropped a few points here, and I'll explain why later. But yeah, goalless draw. Cheltenham were far the better team, but they didn't take advantage of their chances. It was a 0-0 draw in the end, and a pretty forgettable one, really. But yeah, Cheltenham, they will be disappointed they haven't won this. Forest Green 2, Cambridge United 0. What has happened to Cambridge's form, man? They were top of the league a few weeks ago and running away with it. And now they're like 9th or something like that. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, Forest Green, though, they're a good team. Look, this is always going to be a tough game for Cambridge, regardless of where they were in the table. Forest Green won 2-0. I've had them to go up for the playoffs this year. Right now, that is looking good. But yeah, Forest Green, run-out winners. Fair play to them. 2-0, comfortable. Carlisle United 4, Stevenage 0. To be fair to Carlisle, this is a very good result for them. In a weekend where a lot of teams around them drop points, they run out easy 4-0 winners. Stevenage, though, they're starting to look like the team from last season who will go down at this rate. They weren't doing too bad, Stevenage. They weren't disgracing themselves a few weeks ago, but they're starting to a bit more now. But Carlisle ran out. Easy winners, 4-0. Grimsby Town 1, Mansfield Town 1. I mean, Mansfield Town love drawing. 10 out of 17 now. They've drew over half their games, and they're just loving drawing, aren't they? But yeah, 1-1 draw here, and it was, Grimsby, it's probably not a bad point for them with the form they've been in. It's one of them. It's a fair draw. It's a 1-1 draw, and it was one of them games really where a draw was probably a fair result. But yeah, Mansfield just love a draw, don't they? Oldham Athletic 3, Bradford City 1. It's the end of the reign for another manager in Stuart McCall. I mean, look, Stuart McCall is undoubtedly a Bradford legend. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be on this occasion. I right now do work for Bradford City, and Stuart McCall, look, he's a Bradford legend, there's no doubt about that. But on this occasion, it's just not to be. And for a club like Bradford to be battling at that end of the table, it's not acceptable. They're 22nd in the league. They would have been 23rd if Stevenage didn't lose 4-0 as well. Only their goal difference going down has affected that. Yeah, it's not worked out for. It's a shame for Bradford. It's a real shame that it's come to this, but unfortunately, hopefully now Bradford do get a new manager and he steadies the ship and they go on a bit of an upward curve. I do think that will happen, but yeah, it's unfortunate though they have lost this one and McCall is sacked. Morecambe 1, Harrogate Town 0. I mean, Harrogate Town were riding a huge wave of momentum. It's starting to go though. I mean, Morecambe are a team who were tipped to struggle by many, and they won this game 1-0. Good result for Morecambe, actually, but as for Harrogate, though, it's not going for them at the moment. They had that honeymoon start. They're in the playoffs, and since they win the playoffs, they've not won a game. They've won one, in fact, against Grimsby. It's just not going for them at the moment. They need it to turn around for them. Leyton Orient 2, Newport County 1. Yeah, this is why they dropped points. Cheltenham, sorry. This is why Cheltenham dropped points, because the team above them lost 2-1 to Leyton Orient. Leyton Orient are a team who are a threat to anyone on their day, but they probably should be beaten. Should have lost this game. But look, great result for them. 2-1 win. On form, Newport should have won, but no, they didn't know. 2-1 win for Leyton Orient, a good result for them. Port Vale 1, Colchester United 1. Yeah, a draw's fair enough here. I mean, Port Vale, they won 6-3 last week against Bolton, so their confidence would have been a bit up. Colchester are having a good season. They're in the playoffs. They're having a good season, so a draw here was probably fair on the day. Southend United 1, Scunthorpe United 0. I mean, Southend won again. Great result. I mean, Southend, of course, have been very bad this season. They're still bottom Southend, and they've probably got a bit of a way to go till they come back up from the bottom. But, yeah, 1-0 win here. And Scunthorpe, who were just having a bit of a resurgence in form, have been brought back down to earth with a defeat here. A pretty bad defeat in the circumstances, really. And Walsall 2, Bolton Wanderers 1. Sorry about that. Walsall win 2-1. Good result for Walsall. They've started to become a bit of form again after what was a good start. Not a good start for them, sorry. They're starting to become a little bit of form again now. 2-1 winners, and yeah, credit to them. Bolton, who were picking up form, have hit a bit of a wall again at the moment. I mean, I had Bolton to finish mid-table. That's probably looking about right at the moment. A bit inconsistent, but yeah, hopefully for Bolton, things pick up. I love Bolton. I really want to see them do well. So, game of the week, I've gone for Crawley 4, Barrow 2. Of course, as mentioned, the game that's got David Dunn sacked, unfortunately. But yeah, good game of football, though, and a good result for Crawley. Result of the weekend, Exeter City 5, Tranmere Rovers 0. Just the fact that Exeter City blew Tranmere out of their way here. I mean, Exeter they did lose the game 5-3 in the week, but they are absolutely destroying teams at the moment when they do win. I mean, it's so good to watch. Another one here, a 5-0 win. Big shout out to Leyton Orient versus Newport County, though. Great performance from them and get the win. And the top scorer is Paul Mullin with 14 goals this season, so credit to him where it's due. But yeah, that is a wrap, ladies and gentlemen, on my Premier League team. No, not my Premier League team, my EFL reviews. I'm so sorry about that. Oh, God. My EFL reviews for this weekend. And, of course, there's another EFL weekend coming up in the week and then next weekend as well. They're not stopping. Football is a constant at the moment. Unfortunately, with London moving into Tier 3, a lot of places are not going to have fans from now on, unfortunately. But yeah, great result for them. And yeah, that is a wrap, everyone. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.